From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, September the 13th, 2018. The IDF safely detonated a large bomb today that had been planted along the Gaza border fence. The improvised explosive device was hidden inside a blue water container placed there, the IDF said, by Palestinians during a riot earlier this week. The IDF said the planting of the explosive device by the terrorist cell under the cover of a violent demonstration is further evidence that the Hamas terror group is working to maintain the conflict in the fence area and to injure IDF soldiers while using residents of the Gaza Strip as human shields and as cover for terrorist activities. Meanwhile, citing relative calm at the border fence over the last few days and repairs, Israel reopened the Erez border crossing today, the only pedestrian crossing from Gaza, which had been temporarily shut down, except for humanitarian cases, after a Palestinian riot at the crossing just over a week ago, which left infrastructure greatly damaged. In the West Bank, Israeli border police officers arrested a Palestinian teenager who tried to enter the Tomb of the Patriarchs in Hebron with a knife. And two Palestinians being held on suspicion of deliberately setting a massive fire at the Anatsui Kiemce Nature Reserve near the Dead Sea will remain in custody for now. However, a police representative said there was no evidence at the moment that the incident was nationalistically motivated, and an investigation continues. While the organizers of the Eurovision Song Contest, who recently toured Israel to decide which city the international competition would be held in, have made their decision, and the chosen host city is Tel Aviv. Israel won the contest this year with singer Netta Barzilai's Toy, and therefore also has the honor of hosting the contest next year. The Israeli government had initially insisted that the Eurovision be held in Jerusalem, but lowered its demands after concerns that holding the contest in Jerusalem could politicize it. Bids were also received from Eilat, but ultimately, executive supervisor of the contest, John Ola Sand, said the bustling Coastal Cultural Center won out.
We received 3 strong bids, but in the end we decided that Tel Aviv has the overall best setup to host the biggest entertainment show in the world. We are excited to bring the Eurovision Song Contest to a brand new city.
The contest will take place at the Expo Tel Aviv International Convention Center next May. Israel's culture minister Miri Regev said that while she thought it was right that Israel's capital host the contest, she said, "I have no doubt that the state of Israel and the city of Tel Aviv will host the Eurovision Song Contest in the best and most respectful way." Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said, "We are privileged to have the Eurovision in Israel." He said Tel Aviv is an international city, a vibrant city, and the whole world will see it and Israel. Israel's defense ministry has denied reports today that suggested that Israel had agreed to sell the Iron Dome missile defense battery to Saudi Arabia. Newspapers based in the United Arab Emirates reported earlier today that an agreement was made between the two countries for the sale of the advanced air defense system. The Times of Israel, however, reported shortly after that the defense ministry, in an emailed statement, refuted the report, writing, "We denied the existence of a deal to sell Iron Dome to Saudi Arabia." The U.S. Department of Education is reopening an investigation into alleged anti-Semitism at Rutgers University. The Associated Press reports that Assistant Secretary of Education for Civil Rights Kenneth L. Marcus said a pro-Palestinian event in January of 2011 may have discriminated against Jewish students by charging them admission while allowing others in for free. The event organizers deny that this was the case. An initial investigation in 2011 was dismissed. The Zionist Organization of America, who had filed an appeal, welcomed the re-examination. Officials at Rutgers said they would cooperate with the probe, reiterating that there is no place for anti-Semitism or any form of religious intolerance at Rutgers. A Renoir painting stolen from its Jewish owner by the Nazis during the Holocaust is now back in the hands of the man's family. Sylvie Solitzer, who is the granddaughter of Jewish art collector Alfred Weinberger, saw two women in a garden for the first time yesterday at New York's Museum of Jewish Heritage, in a special ceremony also attended by law enforcement officials who helped get the painting back to her. An emotional Solitzer said, "I'm very thankful to be able to show my beloved family, wherever they are, that after what they've been through, there is justice." Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, September the 13th. At 7 o'clock, Rabbi Eugene Borowitz talks about the Jewish tradition's understanding of God ahead of Yom Kippur. At 7:30, anti-slavery activist Francis Bach shares his story. At 8 o'clock, a discussion on Jewish responsibility to both the Jewish people and to peoples of the world with Ethan Tucker, Tamara Newman, Mish Hammer-Kosoy, and Rachel Grand-Meyer from Limud 2018. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with New York City homicide detective Morty Jacansky, who shares his personal experience during 9/11. At 10, journalist David Gregory and author Abigail Pogrebin discuss being Jewish with Rabbi Elliot Cosgrove. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, Harvard Law Professor Emeritus Alan Dershowitz answers questions on One-on-One. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, September the 13th, 2018. I'm Teisha Bader.